Hey guys, what's up? CG Sniper here, and today is probably my most important video ever. It is Friday, June 26th, 11:45 p.m. where I live. So this video will probably be going into the 27th. And without further ado, let's kick this off. Before we start anything, as always, you guys know this. It is not financial advice. This is purely market commentary and speculative. Don't take anything I say and just buy or do what I do because it's me saying it. I'm not a registered financial advisor. I'm just making videos on YouTube for fun. All right, yeah, guys. So today is probably going to be a big shout. So I am calling publicly here on YouTube the macro bottom for the entire crypto sector. And I'm going to give my reasons into that as of now. So, of course, first of all, we're starting with the big dog, right? We're starting with Bitcoin, right? And let's do that. So we're starting with Bitcoin. And before we do that, I'm adding this little indicator here. Let's look at the RSI. If you want to know why I'm starting with Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin has bottomed. First of all, we have this bullish RSI divergence here, as we can see at the bottom. Not much to its own, but it's worth noticing and pointing out. Furthermore, structure looks very nice, right? We made triple low, right? So we have uno, dos, tres, and that's a pattern we usually follow when we're making a bottom, right? Uno, dos, tres, bunch of overhead hanging highs to take, rally, and then we go. So I see the same thing here, right? I see that we made triple lows. We have all this volume, point of control above. All the liquidity now is resting upwards instead of downwards. The only other key levels I could see us ever retesting to from here would be these levels, like 40, 50K, and then pushing up. But the reason I am not waiting for these levels and I am starting to look into positions now is because everyone on my timeline, everyone on Twitter, everyone on X, 95% of people that I see posting are waiting to get into this, shaded area right here per se. They're all waiting for October and they're all waiting to get in and around that spot. And usually when the majority is waiting for something, especially in crypto, it won't really happen because most people lose, especially in this market. So without further ado, let's explain. So as I said before, we got bullish divergences on multiple time frames, on the 4-hour, on the daily, on the weekly. Well, we're waiting for the weekly close, but as of right now, on the weekly here, another bullish divergence. On the 3-day, another bullish divergence. So we have stacked bullish divergences. Structure is starting to accumulate. We have all these highs resting above, and I'm looking for us to break market structure and then trade higher. Ideally, we have a close above the 50-day moving average and then a close above the 200-day moving average to show overall change in high time frame structure. And then for my main target, it's going to be maybe not new all-time highs at the start, but I'm definitely looking at this 99K to 100K volume node area point of control. That is where the majority of volume occurred in this entire move from August 2024 to now June 2026. So 2 years of price action, and the majority of volume occurred within here at around 99K. So that is the area I am going to look to go long into regarding Bitcoin. My long setup for Bitcoin is as follows, even though I don't know if I'll really be taking a position in this, but I might. I mean, let's see, what is that? I will probably be taking a good sized position in Bitcoin here, maybe a 10, 15x leverage, $100 position, because I do think that is the bottom. So it would take at least 10 to 15% to wipe me out, and that is only a 6% drop and I do not think we are getting all the way down there. So without further ado, I am waiting for this, and I'm taking it on the 4-hour time frame. I am waiting for a candle close above, right? Breaking this high, then a retest into this area. So sort of as follows, going long here, stops slightly below that, and then I am going to target what I said before all the way to the point of control. So we are looking at around a 58 to 60% move higher on Bitcoin. Next, we will be looking at what I believe is the play of the cycle, which is going to be the Solana ecosystem. I believe Solana has also bottomed. Why I'm saying that is because, once again, we have good structure here. We're at key lows. We're at levels not seen since January 2024. If we think about that, we took the liquidation from February 2026. We've been actively in a bear market since September 2025. And for those reasons, I do think that Sol has pretty much bottomed. There's also metrics showing that on-chain wallets have started redeploying. More on-chain activity is happening. And Sol, in my pick, is just the best L1 out there. I think it's better than Ethereum for what it offers, especially in terms of transaction speed and how cheap transactions are. So for Sol, I'm looking to, move on 4-hour, break this simple trend line, trade higher, look for a retest here, stop loss all the way down here. I'm doing spot position, so I'm going to be doing some spot bids in Sol. This is where my first entry would be, and I would probably do a couple DCAs around in here with invalidation below this. By invalidation, I mean a weekly close below 58. If I get a weekly close below 58.60, then I will probably be reevaluating. And for Sol, I will be targeting, my first target is 143. What the reason is, I took price action ranging all the way from here, January 2024, like previous, till now, and the majority of volume occurred at 143. Furthermore, the main liquidation event, which was here, May 2026, this whole entire downwards move that took these lows, I grabbed my standard deviation profile from that high to the low with standard deviation projections, and the -2 to -2.5, -3, whatever target range fell right within this point of control area. So yes, I will be targeting this as my first, giving us a nice, that is around a 2x. So I will probably be doing just pure spot bid on Sol, but that will be giving a 2x. Furthermore, just for more clarity, why Sol? I think Sol is the best. I think it's also held up the best. Furthermore, I'll be going to the Sol dominance chart ever since here. Sol, since May, on that whole entire cascade lower, has held up better than Ethereum, to show that I think it's the better L1 to take, and it has also held up better than Bitcoin since the start of June. As you can see, it is breaking out against Bitcoin. It retested these previous highs. So it was resistance turned support, maybe now turned support. We're breaking out of this trend line here in Sol BTC. I want us to, come back up here, close about the 200-day moving average, come for a retest, and then we can hopefully use this Sol BTC chart as a confluence to our Sol longs with invalidations under here, and we can pair trade the two together. Another reason I am somewhat happy with where we are now is I see this, right? The last time USDT dominance has been at these levels was in June 2022 and November 2022. And this, although we were in this period for a really long time, this was the accumulation period, like spot accumulation period to load up before the previous season we just had. And we just finally were, after so long, we're all the way back here, right? And I do think that we either get, you know, something like this, or we just go down from here. I think that anywhere within this shaded area is when you start deploying out of stable coins and into projects. At least that is what has happened throughout the past. And I believe the past tells the future or helps tell the future. Furthermore, another coin with Sol ecosystem, I'll be looking at Radium. Why Radium, you may ask? That is a good question. But the reason that I am choosing Radium, sorry, the reason I am choosing Radium is because it is the leading decentralized exchange on Solana. What does that mean? That means that all those altcoins, memes, and whatever you want to buy that aren't listed on Coinbase, Kraken, Binance, they will be on Radium. And I do think that on-chain Sol is going to heat up when Sol heats up. The thesis is very simple. Sol goes up, more people want to build on Sol. When more people want to build on Sol, there's more projects getting deployed and more investors want to buy those projects. Therefore, they have to use Radium, the leading decentralized exchange on Solana, to do the swap from Sol into the O's other tokens or tether into those other tokens. So when Sol goes up, Radium will just act as a leverage bet and a beta play to Solana. So my play for Radium is a daily close above this high, a retest, go back into here, and then I'll probably be I will be doing spot and leverage. So I'll be doing a leverage bet here, and I'll be doing a couple hundred in spot here. So if this is the macro bottom, right, and it doesn't come and take these lows, because the truth is this looks really attractive, and I could see like that as well, just as like a little like liquidation event type thing. Like it just makes sense in the grand scheme of things. Like when you think about it, I could see in its example here, like look, all those lows, and then it does a move up, and then they go and they take all these lows, retest one more time, and then you get the run. So like I don't want to miss the run because I'm being greedy with leverage. So the thing what I'm doing here is I'm waiting for this to play out, these little squiggly lines, gonna put a couple hundred in spot, DCA, maybe whatnot on the way down. And I will be doing one leverage, probably $100 or $200 leverage buy in here, like 3x leverage. And I'll have my stops down like 30, whatever is minus like 33%. So around here. So it gives it room to liquidate that low and then go up. And I'm willing to lose that like $200 because my spot position will not get liquidated. And when it goes up to these levels that I think it can, I'm looking at around the 6x. So that's my idea for Radium. Then the only AI play I'm really looking at is Render. I'm looking at Render because the structure looks relatively good. I mean, we have trend line here. We broke the trend line, sort of, retest, whatever, made a low, whatever. We have this swing high. Here's my play. I want to retest that swing high. Here's the point of control. I want to break that swing high or break this high, retest point of control, enter on point of control. If the bottom is in, Render should go up, as altcoins usually go up. And then I want to go and take these levels one by one, profit take on the way up. With Render, I will probably be doing the same spot and leverage. My invalidation is around a minus 20% drop from where I'm looking to enter. So I'll probably be doing another couple hundred in spot and then like another $100 or $150 buy in on 3x leverage here as like, you know, sort of a, if it works, nice. If it doesn't, whatever, spot should cover the loss. My levels for Render, I do not think it has the potential for all-time high. In all honesty, that would just be almost 11x, which I just don't think it has in store. but I do see the possibility of like, a 5 or 4x, especially in the season where Solana does really well and stablecoin dominance drops hard. Next is Jupiter, and I'm not really sure. I'm still keeping tabs on this. But if I was to take a trade on Jupiter, I would definitely need to see us take this high, right? Or not even take, but maybe I would want to see what Sol does first. But maybe something like that, or it's either Solana already gets the trade I want, and wherever Jupiter is, if it's not in a bad position, I just take it with it. But I like Radium more than Jupiter. And then for my number one Sol infrastructure play, it is JTO USDT. Why JTO USDT? Let me pull up my notes and I'll explain. So it is the JITO network. It's the token representing JITO network, which is a service provider for Solana liquid staking. So it allows the users to stake rewards and capture maximum extractable value, otherwise known as MEV, through its MEV software suite. So JTO, or this token, is one of the leading Solana infrastructure plays. The reason I like this token is so much is, first of all, in this whole entire fiasco, starting from the beginning of 2026, this coin has been pretty much up only, right? It is up 300%, give or take. And in better market conditions, whatever, a rule of thumb I usually and always follow is whatever is performing well in the worst market conditions will be then one of the best outperformers in better market conditions. And that is exactly what I see with this token here. So I am looking to enter a pretty good position on some sort of retest here, right? Like I see us taking this high and then coming to retest, all of this. Why? And let's just pull it up from, well, where did the move start? The initial move higher started around here, but I don't think we get that. Maybe here. Yeah, I'm looking to, get in around this box level spot, couple hundred as well. Not a big baller anymore. What is its market cap, you may ask? Let us look, because that is very important. So the market cap is approximately only 140, or is approximately 400 million. So at around here, a 5x to a couple billion is not impossible, especially for what the chain is offering. And if Solana does really start to heat up and over exceed expectations that 99% of people just don't think it has right now. So this is my leading infrastructure play here. Another coin that I'm looking at is Pump Fund. And that is just because I think memes are still always going to be big. Pump Fund is the number one token to represent memes, besides the best memes themselves. Only problem is Pump Fund is promised to airdrop, which we have never got. But we have taken this low. I can see this. Pump Fund is something I'm not very interested in, just because even though it's still being used every day right now, people are still deploying actively and making tokens on Axiom or whatever, the chart looks like this. So it's just not my ideal pick. And then one meme coin I'm looking at is Dog with Hat, which is a relatively dead or super dead meme coin. But the reason I'm looking at it is we took this low here, right? Like everyone who went like big longs all through here definitely put their stops at this low. This is like the ultimate low on this chart. And it just got double liquidated. So we got liquidated here. We made a triple bottom. I want us to, take this, reclaim the 50-day moving average, retest this high, and then I'll take a spot position here and one leverage position as well, maybe a $50 3x leverage position. So it will look like that, and I am targeting these levels that I'm going to draw. I guess I deleted them, but all these levels here. And we will pull it up from there, and point of control from the most recent top. apparently this is the point of control. So I guess I also want us to take point of control. But I'm looking to, take these levels, and yeah, this is like the ideal setup I have with dog with hat. And I do think that this could be a monster trade and just a huge short squeeze that no one is really expecting. And the structure for it looks well. XRP and some others are what I'm also interested in, but overall, I'm calling a macro bottom here. But before I enter any positions, I just need to see the structure play out, and that's about it. I'm really just waiting for structure. I'm waiting for Bitcoin to break this on the 4 hour, kind of confirm. I need to make sure that the weekly does not close below this low. The weekly should close, like this within this candle scope or whatever. And then we get a little push higher in the next week. And then, yeah, I'll be looking to take all these positions here. And as you know, we have the tether dominance making new highs. I mean, we have like whatever this, triple thing, triple top sort of trend line structure, whatever you want to call it. But overall, I'm very bullish at this current moment. There's some coins I'm looking at. If you want to see more of my day-to-day thoughts and how I'm going to play things in real time, just follow my Twitter, link in bio. And without further ado, I'm really sorry for being inconsistent with uploads, but I promise to be back, and I'm ready to grind more than ever, guys. Like, I want to be one of the biggest channels. I want to be known. I want to be one of the GOATs. Like, I want people to know who I am. So without further ado, I will be back. I will be posting, and I'm going to keep everyone updated. I'm going to post every call, every leverage position, every spot position I make on Twitter. If you want to follow me, you can. If you don't, because my past advice hasn't been great, fair. I was wrong in my last couple videos, and I got greedy back holding when I shouldn't. But I learned from those mistakes, and now we're here to run it back ×2. We're going to make back all the losses that I made from last cycle, and I plan to hit that 7-figure benchmark as soon as possible. Let's stay tuned. See you guys around.